Thank you all for being here and coming out on this chilly fall day. We're really excited to be here this morning to welcome you all to what will eventually become the Central 9th Market. It will be a place that we no longer have to introduce, but will be a place that we all know and love. My name is Kristen Lavalette. I am the director of Local First Utah, and I just want to tell you a little bit about how Local First Utah came to be involved in this project here. A couple of years ago, our former director was looking for a new home for our operations. And as a diehard patron of excellent local coffee shops, the former No Brow out on Broadway, she mentioned to one of her favorite baristas that she was looking for a new home for Local First Utah. One of the other regulars there happened to be Court Utley, who was the project manager for the even yet to be named redevelopment district that we stand in now. Several cups of coffee later and a lot of conversations, we found ourselves with a new home in the green warehouse that's directly behind us here. And we found ourselves partnering with other urban pioneers, as we like to call them, and residents here of the Central 9th neighborhood to create something really special. As we moved to this neighborhood, we found a remarkable sense of community and belonging here, and the relationships that we've developed with what is now Blue Copper Coffee and Atlas Architects are those that we have come to cherish. Through those relationships, through the simple community element of stopping by for a cup of coffee, spending time with one another as neighbors, we began to embark on this project here for the Central 9th Market, which is going to house a number of locally owned businesses. We're delighted for that relationship to continue to grow. We really believe that this market, Central 9th Market, which was created with locals in mind, is going to serve as an economic engine for this part of the city. We know that 4 times more money stays in our economy when it's spent with locally owned businesses, and far more than that, locally owned businesses contribute to our sense of character, our sense of place in our communities. I've heard it said that one of the joys of living in the city, and truly living, not just existing, but one of the joys of living in the city is to know and be known. That's something that we've experienced here in Central 9th, and as the Central 9th Market opens its doors, is something that we believe will continue to be experienced by not only residents of the Central 9th neighborhood, but also those of Salt Lake City, tourists who come to our amazing town, that this will become a place where we can truly become neighbors. It will become a place that through the passion-driven endeavors of independent business owners, the heart and soul of our vibrant city will be made known to all who stop by for a cup of coffee, who grab lunch at the Laziz deli, who stop by for dinner at Meditrina or drinks at Water Witch. It will become a place where we can truly love our neighbors because we truly know our neighbors. Thank you all for being here today, and now I'd like to introduce Aaron Mendenhall to you.
Actually, we're going to hear from Jesse first.
Thanks. Thanks for coming out to Central 9th to see what we've been working on. I'm Jesse Holtz. I'm a partner at Atlas Architects and Central 9th Development Partners. And I want to talk a little bit about what sets this project apart. We like to think of Central 9th Market as a purpose-driven development, and you might ask, what is that? A purpose-driven development is a place that is a long-term investment in the community where we focus on placemaking and community building. And to that end, this project is built to last with sturdy materials and an authenticity that comes from its purpose. And that purpose is to house 6 unique local businesses that will activate this neighborhood and bring a vibrancy that it needs. And I want to talk about those tenants that are going to be here. And they're not just our tenants, they're our partners that have believed in this vision from the beginning. And we have 2 restaurants, as Kristen's already mentioned. We have Laziz Kitchen and Meditrina. We have a corner grocery store, which is crucial to this neighborhood so that it can grow and be a walkable place, Jade Market. We also have Water Witch, a new bar where people can meet and gather and get to know each other, a hair salon, Troubador, and of course Local First. And I want to thank some of the key people that have been part of this. There's a lot of them, but just a few. There's the RDA, who this wouldn't happen without, and specifically Court Utley, who's shepherded this project with great dedication. The mayor's office and the city council, STS Contractors, who are raring to go, ready to build. Thanks for being here, Blaine. And my partners, Jason Foster, Chris Caroon, and Peter Caroon. And I also want to mention Angelo Neophytos. He's a key member of Atlas, and this is going to be his first ground-up project, and it's been great to watch him help us build it. And our artists, Mark Hofeling and Christian England, who are going to create a great work of art that's going to be part of this community for a long time. And Aaron Mendenhall, who has been our champion from the very beginning.
Thanks, Jesse. Good morning. I'm Erin Mendenhall. I'm Salt Lake City Council representative for the district you're sitting in, District 5. And we are right on the edge of it. Central 9th actually goes up to 8th South and is bordered just to our south by the 9th South off-ramp. Technically goes from West Temple to 3rd West. And it is, as you can tell, a growing node of local businesses and residents. We still have intact historic neighborhoods, as you see across the street here on Jefferson, tree-lined and beautiful, that will soon be punctuated by a mid-block walkway coming next year that'll pop through to the tracks line and has great homes, modern homes, in addition to the historic ones like Chris Talvy's modern single-family home, where you can see the ADU in the background, which is another piece of the progression of our city that we are already seeing in this young node. But to give you a little bit of background, the RDA has been working on this area for about 28 years. The Central 9th project area that I just described is actually within the West Temple Gateway project area, which is a lot larger. In 2005, the first neighborhood tracks line was installed right over here. You can hear the train just stopped. In 2006, the RDA participated in the Washington Station townhomes. In 2009, the People's Portable Garden went in across the street where another unsightly billboard was taken down, and we have a community garden there for the time being. In 2013, the Central 9th branding campaign happened, which really incorporated the neighborhood's ideas and feelings about what they wanted to see. And you can see that brand on the planters at the intersection, on the banners, on community materials, and pick up a magnet on your way out. It's on there too. And just this month, we issued 2 more RFPs for the properties across the street as the RDA. So this project area is not just beginning here. It began really with Jason Foster and Jesse Hulse's vision for this area and their willingness to invest in the buildings we stand next to of Atlas Architects and what is now the Blue Copper Coffee Room. They are the daddies of this area so far, and I think we'll have more parents coming on board. But we are in good hands, and this project couldn't be in better hands. These projects that I just mentioned in the past, the project that we're at the groundbreaking for today, and the projects that are coming in the future are really shaping Central 9th into the central gem of the 9th South strand of neighborhood nodes. 9th South is our most vibrant, greatest strand of neighborhood connections. We hope to see it connected even better in the future with the 9 line that will take us from the Surplus Canal potentially all the way up to Research Park. And this is the centerpiece for that. So congratulations to all of those partners and stakeholders that have been involved today. We can't wait to see what comes next. Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Mayor Ralph Becker, and I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to see this day come about and what it means as both a reflection of this neighborhood, but also as a reflection of everything we're trying to do in this city around livability. I remember the days when I was in the state legislature, and this was part of my district, and I had no idea what was here until as I was walking door to door. I'd walk up and down some of these streets and realize we had these incredible pockets of residential here in a heart of the city that is mostly not residential. And there were threats prior to that time to have these residential neighborhoods torn down and replaced. And thankfully, with the work of the city, the Planning Commission I was on, and others, we protected and preserved this area. And now we are seeing a rejuvenation, I think, that reflects the best of what we look for in urban living and what we have been striving for, I think, and we've seen in other parts of the city. There are so many things that make this area unique, and certainly a big part of it are the mobility options here. We have 2 freeway entrances. We have the bike lane, the new protected bikeway here on 200 West, which is, I can tell you, going in relatively smoothly compared to last year's one on 300 East. We, of course, have the track station right here. And all of those are right in the heart of this neighborhood and give mobility in a way that isn't reflected probably anywhere else but right in the downtown area itself. This is also a true urban oasis. It's tucked away, as others and I have described. It's characterized by some unique and up until now, I would say, kind of scattered a little bit, places for people to come together. But it, of course, includes food, retail, and services. And the role that everybody has played in this has been really remarkable. I particularly commend, and as the elected official council member from this area, Erin Mendenhall, she has been not only a booster of what can happen here, but has played such an active role through her participation in the council and the redevelopment agency to create the kind of heart to a neighborhood that didn't exist until this project has launched, and of course will be expanded as the area across the street develops as well. So I commend all of our folks who've been involved in the city, outside of the city, and for Utah Local First and for all of the local businesses for being willing to make investments. Our local businesses, economically and otherwise, really represent the heart and soul of our community. They create the character that not only make a neighborhood special and unique, but when people come to visit, this is the kind of place they look for. They want a unique local experience. This neighborhood, which will be so easily accessible for visitors who are coming, will reflect that so well. And of course, as has been mentioned, the Central 9th Market is poised to be the cornerstone of this community, both literally and figuratively. It is really tough, based on sort of traditional locational analysis for markets to get started in a neighborhood like this. So I applaud Jade Market and the others for coming in here, and I know the RDA's played a big role in making that possible. And when this becomes successful, it's going to create the kind of opportunity that we know we want in every neighborhood across the city that does not have that current central opportunity. So thank you all for everyone who's been so involved in this. The spirit of this eclectic neighborhood, I think, is going to be truly realized when this development is completed and we see how it spreads and creates the kind of neighborhood feeling, the kind of neighborhood gathering places that really make a neighborhood special. So I congratulate everyone, looking forward to not only the groundbreaking, but more importantly, when this gets done in relatively short order and helps create this incredible Central 9th neighborhood. Thank you all.